Hello again everyone, welcome back to all my friends. I'm Paul. We're trying a beer today on this fine Sunday afternoon. We're going to try a Flanders Red Ale. A very traditional style of Belgian beer from the Flanders region. That's at the top of Belgium, northwest. Traditional beer in the sense that they've been making this beer over there for at least 200 years, at least. It showcases two things that the Belgians are renowned for, barrel aging beers for a long time and blending them. So let's give this one a try from Blackman's Barrel Select program. Blackman's Barrel Farm, Flanders Red. Now we can see straight away that it's got a nice brown to red hue. I would say more on the red than the brown, the amber. Not quite a copper head on it. It's not like cream. It's not ivory, but it's got a metallic tint to it. Oh, the first thing I'm smelling is deep cherries, mulberry. Almost a little bit of raisin. There's acetic acids and there's lactic acids in these beers for a particular reason. As much as they use Saccharomyces and normal ale yeast, they put these into big wooden barrels that they call foeders. Big wooden barrels, bigger than me. And during that process, we get wild yeast like Brettanomyces come through, and you also get some wild bacteria like lactobacillus, the lactobacillus giving us that lactic acid. And we're also looking for a little bit of acetic acid as well. Kind of similar to what you'd find in a vinegar, but more so a red wine vinegar or a balsamic vinegar. And those flavors shouldn't be overpowerful. I can definitely get that on the nose there with the cherry. The red malts that they put in as well gives it a nice sweetness. I love this style of beer. For a wild sour beer, it's definitely up my alley. Well, cheers, let's give it a try. The balance of tart, sour and sweetness is integral with a Flanders Red Ale. And that's the art of blending. This one's done particularly well. I even pick up a little bit of red apple. That little bit of apple skin comes through, and there's some citrus notes as well, tiny bits. And then your spices come through. A lot of those phenolics, those spicy phenolics come through. I get a little bit of cinnamon, even a little bit of vanilla from the oak that they aged this in. Now, this particular beer has been aged for 3 years in Chardonnay barrels between Blackman's Torquay brewery and their Geelong brewery. So it was quite a long process to, normally these Flanders Red Ales, you kind of get to about 2 years before you start blending them, and you might introduce some new beer to sweeten it up. You might use a 2-year beer with a 3-month beer, but it's all in that blending process, quite much like a wine or a whiskey. And they do say that this is, beer brewers refer to this style of beer as the Burgundy of Belgium for certain reasons. I mean, the color straight away, and also the flavors that come with this beer are so in line with a red wine. It's probably like the furthest thing you'd find from drinking your average beer. So hence why they call it the Burgundy of Belgium again. That sourness, the tartness. There's a little bit of phenolics, those spicy notes that come through. It's phenomenal. As I said, this one is aged for 3 years and blended between their two breweries. We've got a case of it, and I'm probably going to get some more because it's phenomenal, guys. I can't say anything more about it. A lot of people enjoying themselves in the background. That's what we like to see. I'm just going to finish that off. Now, another thing I should say about this one, as much as it's a Flanders Red, we're talking about Brettanomyces, the wild yeast, and the Lactobacillus. There's another filler yeast that they use in this one. And then they start to blend them. So it's two different yeasts and two different things, and they've blended them afterwards. It's very windy. Things are just blowing away here. Better hold on to that can. So yes, Flanders Red from Belgium, the top of Belgium, northwest. A very traditional style that exemplifies the blending, the aging, and that contrast, that juxtaposition between sweet and sour flavors. They're beautiful beers. I can say no more. Come down and give this one a try. To all my friends, thank you very much.